Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. We come together today, many of us in person, some of us virtually, to remember 8 incredible individuals taken from us on April 15th in an act of hateful and senseless violence. We remember women and men as young as 19 and as old as 74. And we honor their memories. They were Matthew Alexander, Samaria Blackwell, Amarjit Kaur Johal, Jasvinder Kaur, Amarjit Kaur Sekhon, Jasvinder Singh, Carly Smith, and John Weisert. May Waheguru Ji bless their souls and comfort all those affected by this tragedy. I offer my sincerest condolences to each of you, their families, and their loved ones. 4 of those who we lost were from the Sikh community in Indianapolis. And after they were murdered, I learned that Jasvinder Kaur and Amarjit Kaur Sekhon were my distant relations. Jasvinder Kaur was a mother of 2 and known in the community for her generosity and benevolence towards all. That night was supposed to be the last time she was going to be at that FedEx facility. She had planned to stop working there. Amarjit Kaur Sekhon was a mother and the primary breadwinner of her family. She and Jasvinder Kaur were related by marriage, meaning that tragically, this extended family lost 2 members that fateful day. The loss that so many of us are experiencing right now is, simply put, devastating. In a moment like this, there are simply not enough words to bring comfort to all affected by this tragedy. Nor are there enough words to fill the voids left in so many lives and households, or to replace the darkness and sadness that so many have experienced over the last 2 weeks with light and uplifting feelings. While there are not enough words to do any of that, there are certainly things that we can do and things that we must do. And it starts by coming together as we are today as a community, an interfaith community, to send a strong message to those that may seek to divide us by using violence and hate that they've failed, that we've instead responded by coming together, powerfully acknowledging that we here treat an act of hate against any one of our communities as an act of hate against all of our communities. For those of us in the Sikh community, we would be well served to remember that we gathered today during the Gurpurb of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. And that was precisely the message he preached during his life. He gave his life fighting the injustices that surrounded him, that pervaded in his time. He sacrificed himself to protect the rights and liberties of others against an oppressive regime. He emphasized that standing up for human rights is a core Sikh value. So in this dark and difficult moment, let's uplift ourselves by looking to our Sikhi, which after all teaches us to not mourn death, but rather accept it as preordained. And let's look to each other and honor the memories of all those lost by committing ourselves to fighting the injustices that surround us, that pervade in our times. Let's leave here committed to doing our part to push back against the rising tide of hate and intolerance that we're experiencing across the country. Committed to doing our part to confront white supremacy and to dismantle systemic racism in our own spaces. Committed to doing our part to work towards ending the scourge of gun violence that affects so many communities across the United States by demanding that our legislators do more. And let's commit to doing our part by continuing coming together as we are today in the days and weeks and months to come, and lifting each other up, our families, our friends, our co-workers, our neighbors. And let's all commit to leaving here with the spirit of Chardi Kala, the relentless optimism that Gurbani teaches us. And if we do all of that, we can overcome the challenges and pains of this moment and overcome whatever obstacles we may face in the future as we work together towards a safer, fairer, and more just society. That's how we can truly honor the memories of those 8 precious lives we've lost. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.